So we've got joining us on the panel this morning. We've got Dwayne Lowe from Bolton, and we've got Donna Howard from Kia. We were supposed to have Syra from Galliford Try, but Syra is unfortunately sick this morning, so she won't be able to make it. But however, I was concerned that how we were going to fit all this information into 25 minutes, so we might just find that a little bit easier now. We've got a lot to talk about, I think, on this panel. So Donna and Dwayne, thank you for joining us this morning. And Donna, we have to recognise that Kia won the award last night for the Making Ground project at our Employer Initiatives Award, so well done for that one.
Thank you very much.
To start the session and to just put a little bit of background into what we've been talking about, could each of you first of all share the initiative that you've been working on and sort of what that's meant for your organisation? Dwayne, do you want to start first?
Yeah, thank you. And thank you, Kerry, also for having the opportunity to share our apprentice initiative. And I appreciate that a council just employing apprentices is not earth-shattering, and we're a relatively small highways team. Recruiting 3 a year, it's not going to fill that skills gap, but we've tried to develop a sustainable approach that can be repeated in other councils, and it does have the potential to make an impact. So when I started at Bolton Council, we don't have a corporate apprentice scheme. The service hadn't recruited apprentices for some time, and it was clear that we needed to do something, because particularly in our highways operations team, 64% of our staff are 46 years and older. So this was a little bit disappointing, but it also provided an opportunity to do things a little bit differently and introduce an apprentice model approach that would not just create and fill vacant posts, but would provide an excellent learning opportunity and experience with a sustainable plan and associated cost savings. So I wanted our approach, and it was interesting to hear some of the apprentices talk about some of these things. So I feel like we've hit the right kind of levels. So our approach wanted to address recruitment to attract the best candidates, retention to provide the best and the fantastic opportunity with training and career grading and opportunities that they can progress through the service, and for it to be sustainable to deliver succession planning. So to attract the best candidates, we established permanent positions within the structure. So the apprentices, after the first 12 months, for the first 12 months, the recruiter then paid the living wage. And then in the second year, they move into their respective gradings with a permanent position. When we've got a vacancy, normally we have a policy that we advertise it internally first for a short period before we go external. Now this isn't possible with our apprentices, but I thought, why can't we do something around that? So I spoke to because obviously we work for a council, we have children in our care that are leaving care. So why not give them the opportunity to have a career if they're interested working for the council? So contacted colleagues in our children's services, and we advertised all of our vacancies internally with our care leavers first. Now, and we found that sometimes those care leavers might have not seen those the jobs. So by targeting them and giving them that opportunity was something really positive. And then lastly, on recruitment, we established apprentice. So the apprentice opportunities were across the whole of the service. So I reached out to Bolton College, and we're currently hosting 2 T-level students on a 9-week placement, enabling them to gain experience around the diverse roles of all of our services and the services we provide. And hopefully that'll attract those candidates and to apply for some of the technical posts that we'll be advertising next year. So over the summer this year, we recruited to 3 apprentice posts, a highways maintenance apprentice who's going to Salford College in November, and a street lighting technician, and also a technician in our sign shop. 2 of those posts were filled by care leavers, which significantly sped up recruitment as well. So to enhance that training opportunity, we've also been talking to some of the contractors that we work with. So we've got an agreement with 2 of our local engineering companies that we're going to provide experience for our apprentices working with them on placements, and the council will reciprocate and will provide opportunities for their apprentices to learn about the public sector. So just lastly on this approach, it will deliver cost savings through restructuring. We've disestablished some vacant posts which we've struggled to recruit to. We've created new apprentice posts and will deliver year-on-year cost savings because either posts will remain vacant or they'll be initially filled by staffs on a lower salary than the budgeted amount. So the proposal will ensure that staff vacancies are better managed in the future and that savings from delays in recruitment are fully realised with a succession plan for service delivery. So therefore, by adapting this initiative, we've got a cohesive succession plan, offers employment opportunities to our care leavers and young people. We've demonstrated partnership working with local education establishments and the wider sector. And we're also providing the experience for our hugely experienced internal staff to pass on some of their knowledge to the next generation of construction trades and engineers.
Thanks, Dwayne. And Donna, do you want to talk us through what you've been doing at Kia?
Yeah, sure. I was absolutely beaming to hear that we obviously won the award last night, which was fantastic. So it's great that we got that recognition, because I genuinely believe Making Ground programme, it is groundbreaking, and it brings so much benefit to not only us as a business, to the people who come through the programme, but just to society in general. And obviously the programme, you probably heard a little bit about it last night, but it's a prisoner engagement programme. And what we're doing is people have touched on sort of the huge skills gap that we've got in our industry. And there's obviously lots of reasons for that. The ageing workforce is the fact that actually people don't always see our industry as an attractive career option. So there's lots of things that we kind of need to look and identify to kind of support us moving forwards, if you like, to fill those skills gaps. And working with prisons and on this Making Ground programme is one of the ways that we obviously realised we could do that, because it's an untapped talent pool. There's lots of people who are obviously in prison serving their sentence for whatever reason, whatever offences they've done, but they've all got really great skills. Some of them have obviously left the industry, some of them will be new to the industry, but they've all got really great transferable skills that we obviously would welcome in our industry. So what we've been doing, this is not something that we've just started. We have been doing this for a number of years, but we kind of refreshed it in the last couple of years, and really seeing that actually this is a way that we can drive forwards and fill those skills gaps, and also add social value to the communities where we're working. So we've partnered with lots of different prisons across the country, and we're making commitments to go in there. We go in, we do employability sessions, we provide information about what we do in our industry, who Kia are, what we have to offer. And then we're working with all the different services in there to get people to the stage where they can actually meet the criteria for ROTL. So if anybody who doesn't know what ROTL is, release on temporary licence, which allows people who are still serving their sentence to be able to come out on and do work experience. And it's such a valuable experience for these people, because they're still obviously serving their sentence, but they want to have a career when they come out. The key to helping these people rehabilitate is to give them an option for when they're out. They need to know that actually they've got some employment, they've got money coming in, so that they can actually find accommodation, and suitable accommodation. Because you know what, until I started working in prisons, I never realised that actually not everybody has somewhere to go when they come out of prison. Sometimes people can go back to their families, but that's not the case for everybody. Sometimes people are actually put into prisons that are literally at the other end of the country from where they live. So they are effectively starting again. And for these people to sort of genuinely get on that rehabilitation ladder, they need to have that consistency. And obviously they can't apply for accommodation until the day they're released from prison. So the fact that we can obviously help them with careers, provide them the experience and then the progression into employment, automatically it ticks loads of boxes for them. It gives them the reality that actually I can make this work, this is going to be a sustainable option for me. And also, not everybody, like I said, is from the industry, so they haven't got the direct skills that we need straight away. So again, we kind of thought outside the box, what can we do to address that? So we've actually opened an academy in one of the prisons, so in HMP Ramsey, we've developed a 12-week training programme in that prison, working with different training providers inside the prison and the prison service themselves, to be able to equip these men, because it is a male prison, with the initial skills and the initial qualifications cards to be able to let them walk into a site. And that's not just a Kia site, because although Making Ground is our brainchild, if you like, of what we've sort of started that, we know that we can't sort of fulfill all these vacancies that we've got ourselves, and we can't sort of provide employment for every single person being released from prison. That's just something we can't do. I wish we could, but we don't always have the vacancies in all those areas. So what we're doing is working with our supply chain as well, to obviously offer up their support so that they can sort of come and get involved, they can showcase what they have to offer, and they can employ some of these people. And it's been really, really successful. In the last year, we've had 36 people come through the programme who have gained employment. And working on ROTL, which is fantastic. And also, if anybody doesn't know, with ROTL, obviously they do get paid while they're in prison. They get a certain amount of wages, but actually a percentage of that goes to the Victim Support Fund. So they're also giving back to the communities as well. So it's absolutely a win-win programme for people to get involved in. And if anybody's not involved in it and they want to know more information, come and speak to us, because this is not what we don't want to just hold this in Kia. We want to share it. We want to share our learning. And we did that last year when we worked with different organisations, including MOJ, Inside Connections, to name a couple, to actually get the crucial law changed so that serving prisoners can undertake an apprenticeship. So again, we're not only giving these people a job when they've actually served their sentence and they want to come back into society, we're giving them a career. And that is truly how we are going to help these people rehabilitate and welcome them back into society.
And I think that's what's important, and what stands out from both of your initiatives is that actually you're focusing on either potentially vulnerable people or people who are facing barriers into employment. And Dwayne, from your perspective, what are the sort of the benefits of supporting these people and the wider benefits for communities?
Well, I suppose it's like I said, that and I know we've talked about this before, but if the council's like a family business, then, if our care leavers are our family, then why would you not encourage your family into the family business? And that's something that we should be doing, we should all be doing, we have the opportunity to do, but they don't always see that opportunity. And this is not for everyone, and because some of the children that have been in the care, they might want a break from the council, they might want to do something completely different. But it's just to make them aware, and it's really about showing them what the opportunities are. We've heard from some of the apprentices this morning and from Alan's presentation about there's a kind of lack of knowledge about what we do in highways. And we heard from the last presentation that some of the young people, and I'm working with the college of the T-level students, you'll go and talk to them, they're doing a T-level in construction, and they'll all want to be an architect or a quantity surveyor or a construction manager. Now, we have designers, we have QSs, we have construction managers, we offer those roles. They don't see that there's an opportunity certainly within local government, within the highway sector. They think it's either house building or you're involved in construction, but we do all of those things as well. So it's having the opportunity, and all of us need to take that opportunity to go and work with it and to get that knowledge out there, really. And that was really just going back to the original question on the care leavers. It's just making sure that people they're aware of all the opportunities that are available to them, because it's not just their awareness of council services. And we heard before from some of the young apprentices, we fill potholes and we empty bins. Now we do loads of other things, and there's huge opportunities within our services now for people who don't know they want to be the next generation of engineers. They might be interested in systems and IT. We've got loads of that, and data. They might have an interest in the environment. A lot of our services now are touching on the environment and sustainability. That might be their route into engineering. So it's taking that opportunity, like I say, going into these establishments, making them aware of the opportunities and the roles, and and then really just try to encourage them to apply when the opportunities are there.
Thanks, Dwayne. And Don, and that kind of all again links back into communications and how we're sort of promoting our industry to wider audiences. And Donna, from our earlier conversations, you've done a lot of research in terms of looking at what is it that people want from the role, how are we best communicating to people, and you had some real good successes with social media. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. People do want a lot more from their job now. They don't just want to go to work and then sort of do what they do and then come home. They want more from that. They want to know what we are doing for communities. We want to know about sustainability. And we want so much more, and we want lots of benefits as well. We want to be able to work flexibly. So these are all things that employers need to look at and need to make sure that we're obviously addressing and showcasing. If you're able to offer that as an employer, it's going to be attractive to people. And we have had a couple of really great, successful social media campaigns recently. Because like everybody in this industry, we've already mentioned the skills gap, and there's obviously lots of people needing to recruit for these vacancies that we've got. So our first social media campaign was the I'm Proud campaign, and that was basically us using our employees, if you like, and it was showcasing the vast amount of people who work for our organisation who are genuinely proud to work for Kia, and it was giving them the platform to share why they're proud. For me, I'm proud to work for Kia because I get to do things like this and I get to make a difference in the communities. And actually we've got loads and loads of different people who are all really proud to do that, and everybody shared why they were proud to work for Kia. And obviously we were tracking everything on social media, tracking on the recruitment website, and actually we had a huge increase in people sort of visiting our website, applying for our vacancies. And then just this year we've done another campaign just because that one was so successful. And actually what is better word of mouth than actually people who work for your organisation. So we did the This Is Kia campaign, and again that was showcasing our people, what we do, but also who we are outside of work as well. Because as I say, I'm Donna, I'm Head of Social Sustainability for Kia Transportation, but actually outside of work I do a whole lot more as well. I do loads for the sort of community, but actually in my spare time I like to box. And that's what we got our people to sort of share, so that everybody found out a little bit more about them. So it kind of humanised the organisation, and again we saw an increase in people applying for our vacancies because we were showcasing what benefits we'd got as well, and so people want to see that. And like I said, that makes us an attractive employer, and that's what we need to do to encourage people into our industry, but into Kia, and obviously every other organisation that's here as well.
Thanks, Donna. And one question that I have to ask, because we've got a huge proportion of local authorities here with us today, and so I always kind of say, if Kia is a large organisation, you've not got potentially as many constraints as some of our local authorities when it comes to implementing some of the initiatives. Is there any support out there, either from Kia or from other organisations, so that if we have got authorities who want to try and implement some of these things, that there's a way that we can find support and help people to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. There are lots and lots of different focus groups, different collaboration groups all across the country, and you'll find that obviously lots of people in this room will be a part of them, where we sit on those groups, and it's all about sharing best practice. You know what, we ain't got to being able to pick the Initiative of the Year award up by just doing it straight away. We've made mistakes and we've learned from them, and actually we've learned from our supply chain partners, we've learned from our peers in the industry, and we've taken all that learning and we put it into practice. And as I've already mentioned, we don't want to just keep hold of it, we're happy to share it with you. So the thing I'd just say is, if you get the opportunity to sort of join any collaboration groups in the areas that you work in, go on there, go and listen to the people that have got some initiatives going on, because there's some fantastic things happening out there. And it'll be great for you to get involved in them. And if you want to learn more, because we're all at different stages of our journeys, just ask the question. And most people, pretty much everybody, every employer on those groups will share their learning. And I think for me, what I would just say is if you know of any organisations who need a helping hand, bit of guidance, point them in our direction. We'll be happy to sort of lend a hand and show them the way.
Thanks, Donna. And I think while Syra's not here, I would just like to take the opportunity to mention a message that Syra was really keen to get across when I spoke to her last week. And it's along the same lines as you, Donna, in that the work that Syra's done at Galliford Try, she's really keen to share that and to support other organisations. And one thing that Syra talked about and was quite passionate about was that through Galliford Try and their recruitment process, they get to interview lots of really good people, but they don't always have a region or a role suitable for that person at a specific time. And Syra's idea was one that she was really passionate about, was that wouldn't it be great if we had an area or a way of collaborating where if you interview somebody but you've not got a position for them at that time but you think they'll be great for somewhere else, that we can share that and we can start to share all the kind of good potential people that we're coming across in industry. And I think there's probably areas where organisations such as us like LCRIG and other trade associations, we can start to think about how we can support the wider industry in terms of sharing that information and those employment opportunities. I think next question, sorry, I've just gone on a right ramble there now, and now I've lost my next question. I think in terms of collaboration, Dwayne, that's the message that kind of comes out across all of these projects. Why is it important that we make sure that we collaborate to address the skills gap?
So what we've mentioned, well, I've mentioned a couple of things there about how we're collaborating with the local the educational establishments to try to attract the best candidates, but just the retention, which is the really important thing. And we have, like all councils, we have framework. We work with the same contractors for over a period of years, so you build relationships, and everyone's struggling. Everyone's trying to do the same thing. So by pooling together, and we've talked about it, we've set it up. We haven't done it yet, but the opportunity because we do share skills. So within our operations team, which is being depleted, we might just have the odd contractor working within a team and things like that. But whilst they're going through their apprentice journey, what we've got is the placements being set up. So there's opportunity for our apprentices to learn about the private sector, work within the private sector, within their teams, gaining different skills on larger sites. But it'd be beneficial for those private sector apprentices as well to come and work in the public sector, because the local contractors that we work with, they do work with all local councils, so it's really good for them to have the opportunity to learn about the challenges of working in the public sector, and potentially learning different skills and and different things that they can will benefit them and give them a better opportunity for their careers. So those are just a couple of the things that we've been doing around collaboration. But it's for me, the important thing is it's just retaining. And we heard from the young apprentices that were up on the stage before. It's great that we can attract people into this, and particularly we want to be no offence, but we want to be attracting people into local government, but we've got to keep them. And so it's about, you've got to see that there's an opportunity for career progression, and they can see a career with that council. It's not just a stepping stone to the next thing.
Thanks, Dwayne. And I'm just conscious we're running out of time, so I'm going to ask you both one final question. What would you say to another organisation who was looking to implement a similar initiative? Dwayne, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, it's not been without its challenges what we've done. I mean, but we're fortunate, we're not constrained to having a normal apprentice programme, but by trying to do something a bit different, I just encourage everyone to do it. And it's like I said at the start, look, we've got a sustainable programme to employ at least 3 apprentices annually now for a long period. That's not going to have a significant impact, but if everyone started to do the same thing, then that will have that impact, and will hopefully start to address the skills shortage. And it's, like I said before, it's about making sure that the young people are aware of the opportunities, particularly in local government.
Thanks, Dwayne. And Donna?
For me, I would say just in order for organisations to be successful now, we need to be diverse. We need to bring that diverse way of thinking. And I think by engaging in initiatives like Making Ground, taking apprentices on, and lots of different initiatives that are out there, that is the way that we obviously will be successful, and we will genuinely create a diverse workforce that is fit for the future. So I would say wholeheartedly encourage everybody to kind of go in, eyes wide open, be really open-minded, and just engage in it. Ask questions and just go along with the journey, because it's really great, and you've got the opportunity to genuinely make your business successful, but make a difference. Absolutely make a difference.
Thank you.
Kerry, can I just come back on
Yeah,
one
question.
point as well? Sorry. It was just, I just realised what you said. It's not just about apprentices. We're working with ex-offenders as a council as well. We're working with people leaving the armed services, and it's about, like you said, it's about having a diverse workforce and giving other people the opportunity.
Thanks, Dwayne. There's some really, really interesting topics we've covered there, and I absolutely love talking to you guys about this stuff. But I'm going to open to questions now, if anybody's got questions for Dwayne or Donna.
Hi, Simon Buck from Ringway Jacobs. Hi, Dwayne. For those that don't know, me and Dwayne went to university together, so know each other. One question. We are looking at the moment as to whether to look at ex-offenders. And obviously working in the public sector, if you don't carry out the right vetting to make sure that you've got the right people in the role and it goes wrong, obviously that can reflect back on you. So I was just wondering what you do, Donna, in terms of vetting those offenders to make sure that you get the right people that have got the right mindset and approach. And then a separate question to Dwayne is with regard to we're members of the Care Leavers Covenant, and one of the things we've had to do is train our managers to deal with the care leavers in a different way, to make sure that they understand the challenges that they've got in their lives. And I just wondered if that was something you've had to do as well.
Shall I go first? So for us, we work with lots of different organisations, different training providers, who are the specialists, if you like, in the subject of working with prisoner engagement programmes. So we absolutely sort of rely on them, and for them to sort of support us with sort of the risk assessments that we do. But what people just need to realise is, obviously, I mentioned ROTL, the release on temporary licence. Before they even get to that stage, any of these sort of these serving prisoners, there's lots of different criteria that these people have to meet. That's before they even get sort of put on our programmes, if you like. So that's not even getting to the ROTL stage. They've gone through so many different processes, different stages to get them to that. So the prison themselves, the training providers, they do quite a lot of the groundwork for us. And then obviously once that person or those people are at the stage where actually, they're ready, they want to be put in front of an employer, they want to go out on ROTL, that's when we kind of come in. So if I'm honest, lots of the work is done for you just from that service, because they're the specialists in that. And then obviously we come in sort of at the back end, if you like, when that person is ready to come back out into society and get onto that rehabilitation programme.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, Simon. It's not without its challenges employing care leavers, but what we've done, I suppose a certain level of training with HR, but it's assigning someone to support with them and work with them. So having one person within the teams, that they've got that consistency, because what we try to do with all of our apprenticeships, we try to give them quite a diverse experience working around, which potentially will mean, working across different teams with different supervisors, different managers, so they can gain the skills. But it's important that they do have that one person that they can go to for support, because they will have, there's some huge positives, because of their experiences, there's a certain level of maturity at a younger age, but they do definitely need that one person there to support them.
Thanks, Dwayne. So other questions?
Hi, I'm Daniel, I work at Oldham Council. Basically, I've had a few friends who have been on the inside in prison, and there are training courses available and things like that, but for one of them in particular, he's only ever been in for short sentences, and the problem that he came across was these courses just weren't available to him because he was only in for 6 weeks at a time or a few months at a time, and like you said, it's a 12-month course. So I'm just wondering if they've been thought of, you know, people like that in what you're doing, if there's any support available for them, because they also have massive challenges when they come out of prison trying to find work.
Yeah, absolutely. So the program that we've got is a 12-week program, the training academy, and that's just in one prison, and that is obviously for prisoners who are on certain sentences, as you obviously mentioned. But we do so much more than just that training program. So yeah, obviously, if the people you're talking about are in for short term, the training program may not be fully suitable for them, but that don't mean that we won't work with them, and there are opportunities there because we go in regular to these prisons. We do the careers events to sort of let people know who we are, what vacancies we've got, and those vacancies are across the country. So yeah, we will absolutely still support anybody who meets the criteria, because there is certain obviously criteria. There are for insurance purposes and safeguarding and things like that, there are certain offences that obviously we just can't accommodate in our business, but that is very few offences that we sort of can't accommodate. So there's absolutely support for everybody who is serving their sentence. The only thing I would say is for those people just engage in the programmes that do come forward. So if the prisoner engagement training providers that are in there, get them to engage with them, because that's how they get the message to us.
Thanks, Donna. Now, this is a topic that we could talk about for miles more than 25 minutes, but I'm conscious we need to wrap up now. And I think a big takeaway from today is that there's so much good stuff happening out there, and it's just important for us to continue to keep collaborating and sharing and kind of speaking to each other and sharing from each other's experiences. So please do take advantage of Donna and Dwayne's offer of kind of catching up and speaking while you're at these events and outside that. But also, get in touch with us at LCRIG. If there's anything that we can do at LCRIG to support you in terms of sharing what you're doing, or similar to the Salford project, if we can support it in any areas, then please do get in touch. But thank you, Donna, and to Dwayne for taking part in our panel this morning.